Hacker727 here with a tag response to Superheroes Den 1 top 10 favorite horror movies tag. We're going to start with number 10, and for me that's The Thing. John Carpenter made a great movie. It scares the hell out of you. I can't wait to check out the new movie. I hear it's pretty good. Obviously not as good as the original, but I hear it's a very good movie, and I can't wait to see it. Number 9 on that list for me is Cujo. True story about Cujo. This movie today is one of the reasons that I am very touchy when it comes to dogs. I have, if I don't know the dog, I have trouble trusting it, and I am very worried about that dog attacking and biting, and that movie is all the reason. A great Stephen King movie based on a dog that gets rabies and goes nuts killing everyone. Really great movie. You're going to see a couple of these movies are Stephen King ones that I am. And as is number 8 on the list, which is Children of the Corn. This movie, when it came out, I was a fan altogether. Pretty much, you know, anyone who brings up the name Malachi knows it's the red-haired kid in this, and he's crazy, and the little guy Isaac, the little preacher boy. Crazy thing, a story about kids who live in a southern town out backwards, and they kill their parents and they worship this demon that they say the he who walks behind the rose. And it's a great movie. It will scare you. Classic, one of Stephen King's best stories. I really recommend that one. Next, I'm into vampires, so 30 Days of Night makes the list. Because, you know, a lot of us were programmed when vampire movies came out that they have 2 teeth and they're so passionate and their love, you know, they will seduce you and then they attack you. I don't buy into that. You know, if a vampire was going to come, this is what I think of a vampire. Razor sharp teeth, a killing machine that's going to rip you apart. It's not interested in turning you unless you have something to offer the brood. So, this is what I think of when I think of vampire movies, and this scares the shit out of you. And it would really be cool if they made a game based upon these type of vampires. Next is, now I know a lot of people expect when I say this is a movie about an exorcism, they think The Exorcist. Now that was a great movie, don't get me wrong, but my choice for number 6 is The Rite. This movie, the acting is superb. When this guy gets possessed, he makes you believe he is possessed. I mean, this movie will scare the living shit out of you. You know, this isn't pea soup and all of that stuff. Now, this movie really makes you think, and this movie will really make you want to go to church after it, because this scares the shit out of you. Number 5 on my list is Mirrors. This movie is based upon a security guard who goes to a building that had burnt down in a fire, and all that's really left of it are these mirrors, and he's supposed to take care of the place and make sure no one comes in and damages anything. And, you know, you see the ghosts of the people from the fire that died and all the other stuff that happened before that, which I don't want to tell you and ruin the story. And this movie is scary. This is a movie to watch in the dark late at night, and watch it with someone else, because this movie will make you jump, and it will make you think twice about looking into your mirror. So I really suggest it. Kiefer Sutherland does a great acting job in this. Next, you can't have horror, in my opinion, without Resident Evil. Horror, zombies, okay? And this is my favorite game. This is my favorite movie in the series. Degeneration, the cartoon, was also great. But this movie just sums up the first game and part of the second. And I really enjoyed it. There were some things that could have been better here and there, but altogether they did a pretty good job of telling the story and how Umbrella became and what happened to them. And, I just enjoy it. Resident Evil says horror to me. Check out that game and movie. Number 3 on my list, guys, Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, this is the new one. Guys, if you're a big Freddy Krueger fan, and of course, you're going to love the original. Everyone does. I do too. Okay, don't get me wrong. Robert Englund is Freddy. He'll always be Freddy. But, that being said, this guy does one hell of a job being Freddy. If you... Sorry, guys, I'm sick, so... Excuse me for that. But this guy, he puts forth, if you go into this movie not looking at Freddy from who he was when Robert Englund played him, and you look at it from a totally different type of movie, you will love this movie. This movie is scarier than the original. Freddy is not such a one-liner type of guy that kind of makes you laugh while being scared. No, this guy just scares the friggin' shit out of you. I really suggest that anyone who hasn't given it a try, give it a try. It's worth a rental, possibly even a buy, and it's a great movie. And also, if you've never seen the original with Robert Englund, you must check it out. That series is awesome. Number 2, I have them both, and that is the original Friday the 13th and the new Friday the 13th. Now, I love Jason, okay? He's one of the scariest killers of all time, and I'm just going to talk a little about both movies. You got the original here, which is about Jason's mother doing the killing, and it tells the story, the backstory about how Jason became himself, what happened to him, and how he became the serial killer that he is today. This movie scares the crap out of you. It warns you about the dangers of premarital sex. That's the best thing I can say about most of these 80s cult horror movies. They all have that theme to them, because everyone who has sex dies. But all I gotta say is this movie will scare you. It doesn't show as much gore, but it doesn't need it, because it makes you jump and it frightens you. Now, the new one, this is the first story, but this one tells you straight up about Jason. This doesn't really have anything to do with his mother. There's a small cameo of her head in it, like there was in the second movie of the original line. But this movie is great too, for a totally different reason. It brings Jason to a whole new level, whole new century. And this Jason is gory. This is everything you expect from a current horror movie. Really great movie. Definitely give it a try. Definitely watch both of them. And I recommend it highly. And then, of course, my number 1 movie ever, and I have them both. I don't know why I didn't take them both out. Halloween. Michael Myers is the quintessential horror figure. He scared the shit out of me when I was a little kid. He still does to this day. He is one of the scariest guys around. This original movie is a legend. John Carpenter made this movie excellent. The music, no one could ever forget the music for Halloween. Whenever you hear it, you know Michael Myers is coming. And this movie does so much on the level of scaring you in different ways than you're used to. You know, it's not just about being killed instantly. This guy stalks you. This guy comes out of nowhere. and the ways he finds of killing you are insane. Now, the new one I love as well. Rob Zombie did a great job on the first one. I don't really care for Rob Zombie's second one. I do love Halloween 2 from the original line in the hospital. That's a great movie. Also, check it out. But how Rob Zombie's Halloween is told to a different level. It is very gory. He is much more brutal of a killer. It's done with us to scare you through shock and awe and gore. And it's a great movie. I love it. Not as much as the original, but it's right there. I say the original is a 10 out of 10, and the new version is a 9 out of 10. It is just the quintessential horror movie for me. I watch these movies every Halloween, especially Halloween, and it just can't be beat. I hope you guys check it out. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I hope this told you some new movies to go check out, and that you enjoyed my stories about them and my takes on them. So, please rate, comment, subscribe. This is Hacker727 out. Peace.